I often, probably in my head, settle for less, weirdly, because I think that God could do something great.
You are tuned into Season with Sulk, and today I'm joined with Nay, and we're going to be talking about disappointments in dating, whether that's breakups or things not going how you thought they were, and like getting over them and the importance of getting over them and the timelines and the struggles and the turning up at their house and just shouting them down. All of the healthy things. So tell me, I've heard so many different theories about this. You must have heard one or two yourself.
Yeah.
Everyone says there's like a set time to like get over a breakup or a romantic disappointment.
Yes.
Have you heard that?
Well, yeah, so we have, there was a thing kind of going around our friendship group that it was like it takes you the same amount, half the amount of time you're in the relationship to get over it after it's happened.
So I've heard a third.
A third.
Who's coming up with this stuff? Where's the science?
Yeah, I guess it depends how heartbroken you are, doesn't it?
That's exactly the point. Because I remember a time when I was so upset about a breakup, and something that really stuck with me is that a friend called me and said, you should know that there's no set time. Don't be embarrassed if you're still upset about this.
Yeah.
You know? And it meant so much to me, because I feel like we all know this stuff in theory. We all know, like, be kind to yourself, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you know, don't rush. But actually, like, to have a friend specifically call me up and say that really, really helped.
I think as well that like it's such a personal feeling that to then not apply like a really personal principle to it makes no sense, because
totally
you're like the whole point of it is it feels so personal, so therefore everyone's different. Something you actually said in your book that stuck with me was that there's so many cliches about getting into different relationships and stories, but actually like it's good to be wise to them, but also every single person's story, everyone's got their own story, and just don't worry if yours doesn't fit in. So my dating story in general is pretty much like no big breakups. Like my dating story in general is more what you were saying at the beginning, disappointments, building things up in your head that don't come to fruition, setting expectations really high on a situation, instantly jumping forward in your head to like, I don't know, what their babies would look like if they were your babies. You know, and you end up, therefore, the disappointment can be so real, but also often when if you were to write it down on paper, it doesn't look particularly heartbreaking.
I think people feel embarrassed to feel that as well. I think if they haven't had the sort of girlfriend or boyfriend title in place, they almost feel like they're not allowed to grieve the loss of whatever it was. I do think sometimes your headspace can continue to be taken up by someone, particularly if they haven't drawn a clear line. You know, and that's on them. You can't, no one should do that, but you can't control if someone does that. You know, if they call it off, but they're like, oh, you know, it just doesn't work for me right now. You know?
I had such a classic example of that with a guy around lockdown, and we went on some really fun dates. Mind you, they were freezing and we couldn't go inside, and I had to like, you know, it's like a pee in bushes type situation.
Not conducive to romance.
Yeah, not. Anyway, it was with this person, and it got, to be fair, lockdown did get very intense, like again over Christmas, and but there was always that kind of like, oh, maybe we wait till lockdown ends, and then, oh, maybe we, maybe, you know, a lot of things are going on, maybe we wait till the summer when things are really clearly gone. And then I remember getting a text going, oh, so I'm still not quite ready because I've got loads of stuff going on, but what about the end of the summer? I was like, I didn't
just
even
kicking a can down a road.
Like, I'm just here doing my thing. Like, you don't feel the need.
It's not like you're just waiting for the green light from him.
I often, probably in my head, settle for less, weirdly, because I think that God could do something great. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I might go, which is so weird, so I might go, well, there's that red flag, but actually maybe God's just got this like great vision for our lives, like how we're gonna like, I don't know, change this and do that, and and so sometimes you go, oh, actually, you know, I don't think they get on well with my friends, or like, do I really fancy them? But you go, okay, well, I'll just write it out because I'm really optimistic. And I am naturally optimistic.
Yeah.
Which can lead to more disappointment. I'm a big journal writer. Like, you literally could get all the goss. I always think, not that I like to think about. I know, I was going to say, I always think if, I don't know, I died and then could read my journals, they'd be like, oh my gosh. But actually, so when I did have as I said, most of my experiences are kind of short-term disappointments.
Okay.
But I did have a boyfriend a few years ago, and I think, because I knew it wasn't right for me, but I think, and I kind of thought, now looking, like, at this point, I'm like, it was easier than actually when you read my journal, what it was.
Okay.
Because
So in time you've forgotten how hard you found that.
Oh, 100%. So for some reason, at some point fairly recently, I looked back at my journal during that time, and I remember like how sad I felt, and everything I was saying. But that kind of like, writing down Bible verses, listening to music, like just writing down how sad I felt. It kind of all came back to me, and I kind of think actually that was really necessary to have that time of journaling and writing and. And speaking about with friends and like crying in the car, I remember.
This is such a good segue, because my next question was going to be like, when you are in that place, what active steps can you take to aid that? To help yourself to feel better, but also just to like, because I mean, getting really drunk might help you feel better, but we're not saying that's ideal. Like,
I'll post a few drinks, but no, don't actively go out and get smashed. I mean, obviously, going out with your friends is a really nice, good thing to do.
Yeah. In terms of like things that will help you heal, A, from that person, and B, like just lift you in that moment. Like, what do you think are good strategies?
From my experience, journaling is one. I am a big journaler. I can't, if I sit down to do a quiet time, I can't do it without pen in my hand.
I think it's such a great tool, journaling, to mark progress.
Yeah.
To look back and be like, God's done something great here, because I didn't realise how far I've come, you know?
Yeah, it's so true.
Journaling's a great one.
Journaling, friends. Yeah. So actually having a friend to go, right, just write a to-do list. You can't get through the day, just write a to-do list. And even just like write something really simple, like put the kettle on and then just cross it off the list. Yeah, so weirdly, I always found that really helpful. I think just genuine faith, like just call a spade, like that's what faith, like that is, faith is that, like faith is such an incredible thing to get you through something. And
when I'm feeling really low, I often find it incredibly difficult to engage with my faith. But when I do, if you push through and you get yourself out on that run, you get yourself to the gym, afterwards you're so pleased you did. And that is sometimes 100%. The attitude I have to have towards Bible reading, praying, you know, meditation, sort of like quiet time with God, like reflecting on a psalm, however you do it. To get myself over the line to actually do it when I'm low, I find very hard.
Yeah, and you don't think it's going to help as much as it does. I think sometimes actually just having really like honest conversations, like what we said about closure, like don't be afraid to like to actually say things like, this is how I feel. I know you don't feel the same, but just, I don't know, you don't want to keep coming back to them if they've gone away from you. But
I think if someone's keeping you on
being
the hook,
brave.
I think to either just call it in your head and not speak to them again, or to have a conversation where you force their hand and you say, look, you keep giving me the impression that this may restart. I need to hear you say yes or no once. I've had someone say that to me, which obviously means that I wasn't clear enough with them, which is not cool. And you know, but actually someone said, like, I would like to go for drinks again and to see what we can build from this. Because you know, we've always said that we get on so well, we're so close, like maybe this could, you know, go somewhere.
Absolutely.
I need to know from you if that's going to happen. And actually I was like, okay. And I sort of took
God, good for them. Whoever they are. Mad.
Yeah. What a man.
I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Always err on the side of bravery in whatever context.
Don't make decisions based from fear.
Even if the bravery is staying at home and just taking a day with God. Whatever the bravery is, err on the side of it.
If you're loving what you're hearing, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. We want to see far more of you, and we've got so much more for you on the Salt YouTube channel.
Yeah, one thing I should mention actually is really good advice that my friend, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet.
Go on.
So really good advice. Another time I was really disappointed was after my friend's wedding. We were in a club after the wedding in Farringdon, and it just got too much. I was on top form and then I was just on zero form. And I went home, I cried my eyes out the whole way home, got home, cried, went to church, cried, got to my friends, cried, and she gave me just the best advice. And it was a list of 4 things, and it was, the first one was get back on the dating apps.
Okay.
Get on the dating apps, just do it. The second one is hang out with single girlfriends.
Yes.
Actively choose to hang out with single girlfriends.
Yeah.
Try something new. So I actually started doing salsa. Very temporarily.
I love that.
Yeah, so that was fun. So I can save a few lessons of salsa. And don't hang out with your guy friends one-on-one for a season.
Okay.
And I've got really good guy friends, and I hang out with a lot of them one-on-one. But I remember just for the season, just for a few weeks, just for a while, just making sure that I was really cautious about that. So those 4 things made me feel so much better, and I reap the fruit from it, to be honest. Like the fruit has been massive. My boyfriend I met on a dating app. I have incredible single girlfriends, do loads of activities, don't feel disappointed. What was the other one?
Don't hang out with guys one-on-one.
Don't hang out. And yet all of those have still maintained like their amazingness. I have incredible guy friends.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's really good. Yeah, as a sort of jump off point. I think getting straight back on the dating apps, maybe it depends on you as an individual and where you're at and how you're feeling.
I think because I wasn't getting over a guy, I was getting over disappointment.
Yeah.
Which I think sometimes can be 2 different things.
Yeah, totally agree. Actually, yeah. If it's just, because actually if you are going to a lot of weddings and oh my gosh, post-lockdown, everyone's getting married and having kids. Oh my gosh. You can feel a bit like, okay, why is this not happening for me when it's happening for them? So actually, taking a little proactive step, praying into it and just saying, I'll just put that there, can make you feel like you're not facing a dead end. Yeah. Those 4 nuggets really, really helped me. So good.
Yeah.
So good. If you have enjoyed this conversation, there's plenty more where that came from. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got loads on the Salt YouTube channel.